Hey everyone, welcome to this video. This is gonna be really quick because it's just a flip through. I didn't make a January plan with me, so might as well add this as a separate video in replacement of the plan with me. I had a poll on Instagram as well, and I asked whether I should make this a separate video or put it in my February plan with me, and most of the votes came in for separate, so this is just gonna be a really quick flip through. So we'll just get right into it. This is my title page. I had the word January here for the longest time, and I didn't add the decorations in until later. Sometimes it takes me a really long time to figure out what I want in terms of decor and doodles and stuff like that, so I just leave it blank. I don't want to rush it, so I go back to it and then I fill it in. So I just added a few botanicals in lilacs, purples. They kind of look the same, to be honest, the same shades, but I think I used like 3 different markers. Oh well, it looks nice still, I guess. And then I added some pinks because I realized that it kind of looked the same. So yeah, there's my title page. My next 2 pages are my work log and my expenses. My work log is just the hours that I work, but it's a really good way to keep track of the hours that I work and when I get paid, because I get paid bi-weekly, so it's just nice to know. And then here I have my expenses. I've had this log. This is a new-ish log. I started using this in September of last year, but my expenses page I've had since I started bullet journaling, I think. And some months I forget to fill it in completely, but I was pretty good with it in January. I filled it in accordingly. This stuff is just going to be blurred out because of privacy reasons. Here I have my habit tracker and my gratitude tracker. I'm, I think, 2 days behind, but that's not a big deal. I'll just fill it in later. Here I just shade it in if it's a habit that I did that day. And then here I have like 1 sentence of kind of the highlight of my day or what I liked about that day. Not really gratitude, I guess, but that's how I use it. I call it gratitude. So yeah, on my next page, I have different categories. So here I have the bins. It's just hoping that I can clean my room more efficiently. So I have a relocate bin, a debating bin, and a discard bin. So here are items that I'm going to put somewhere else. Like if it's in my room right now, I might need to put it somewhere else in the house or whatever. Debating means I'm debating whether I should keep it or throw it out. And then discard is obviously for discarding. I didn't really use it that much this month, so I'm hoping that I'll use it more next month. I have it again. You'll see it in my February plan with me. And then here I have birthdays just to keep track of cards and stuff. I like to make cards for my friends for their birthdays, and sometimes I forget, so I have them all written down here, and then I kind of check it off as their birthday passes or if I make them a card. Here I have my savings jar. I calculated amounts for various different categories, and I was planning on coloring them in as I saved for them during the month, but I didn't really do that. However, I think I'm going to keep this spread because I like the way it looks, and maybe I'll just color it in at the end of the month according to how much I saved. I mean, it works that way too, I guess. Then it won't be just patchy coloring of different timings, I guess. Yeah. So that's my savings jar. Savings jar. My next page is my January playlist. As you can see, I have nothing written down. I was kind of thinking of making the playlist at the end of the month. I don't know if that's even relevant anymore because it won't be January by the time that I make the playlist. But I discover songs as I go along the month, and sometimes I just forget to crack open my bullet journal and write it down. I have a Spotify playlist, so in my Spotify playlist, I add it as I go along. It's there, and I was planning on copying it down here. I don't know. We'll see how that works. I also made this spread again for February to see how that worked. We'll see. In my next spread, I have games download schedule because I have limited internet, like monthly internet, so I just write down the games that I want to download the most, and then I download them in that order. And then here's just monthly notes. That's pretty self-explanatory. So here I have my first weekly spread, December 31st to January 6th. I based it around this newspaper clipping here. I kind of chose this because it's like the beginning of the year, and I wanted to use it as a celebration or whatever, like yay new year. You know, when you pop open a bottle of champagne for the new year. I don't know if that's tradition for anyone else, but yeah, I thought that would be fitting to use for this. That's what I centered this whole spread around, and then I decided to experiment a little with layout. I usually don't do this, but I chose this clipping because it's green, and there was green in here, and then I decided to make the font all green and the boxes all green. So that's what happened here. I started doodling here, and then I realized I really didn't like it, so I just left it as it is. Originally I was going to fill in this whole space, but I thought it looks fine the way it was. So that's this spread. My next spread is probably my favorite spread of the month. It's my coffee theme spread. I got it from a comment on our channel, and I really liked the way it turned out. So I had coffee clippings that I saved up. I have a whole bunch of magazines magazine clippings that I'll probably maybe show you guys in another video. But yeah, that's what I use for my bullet journal. It's kind of the lazy way out, but also I think it's just me being smart because I don't have that much time to decorate my bullet journal, so I just use magazine clippings to do it for me. I always paste in the clippings first and then arrange my layout around the clipping, and then whatever extra space I have, I fill it in with doodles. As you can see here, this was a day that I didn't really have much to write, so I drew a coffee cup here and some coffee beans just for funsies, and then these stars and stuff I added on the coffee cups because I thought it looked a little bland. So that's this spread. I liked this one a lot. So I pasted this in the middle of my page because I was like, I've never had a layout like this before and I want to try something new. And A, I posted it really crookedly, and then B, the cutting itself is not straight. I hated it so much and I was panicking because I didn't know what to do and how to fix it. So I added the washi tape and I was like, I don't like it anymore. So I was like, how can I make this better? And then I looked at what was on the actual clipping and I was like, you know what? This is simplistic enough for me to make boxes out of. So I actually did that. I made all my different days, different little houses, and then added a drop shadow because, you know, drop shadows make everything better. And then it turned out a lot better after I did that. I saw the houses had little squares, like black squares in them. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do that for the days. So I did that. You can see here I wrote over it with white pen and I thought it turned out really cute. I tried to put all the boxes in different locations on the houses and I think it turned out really nicely. I started drawing a little branch here and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna stop. So I stopped. I added a little origami bird and then 2 actual little chicks, birds, I guess you could call them, just for funsies. I actually pasted a new piece of paper over top of my old drawing because the old one got smudged really badly because I was impatient and I decided to color over the pen when it was still wet. So that's why this is not actually part of the background. But I liked the way this one turned out a lot as well. So my next spread is my snowman spread. The reason why I chose the snowman is because it was so cold and snowy this week. It was actually ridiculous. I was really miserable the whole time. But anyways, decided to cheer myself up with this little snowman. It's a snowman made out of like confetti paper, I guess you could call it. I added the little stars in the back just for decoration to make it look nicer, and then I actually have it weirdly set up. So it's like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I think. I realized once I started drawing on the snowman that it made him look really creepy, but I already started and I couldn't stop. So those are my first 4 days of the month, and then I just have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday here. I added this because that's all I wanted to do the whole week was to just sleep in. That's that. And then I have notes here. I liked the way this turned out too. I decided to make this black as well and then write over it with white because it was kind of plain on this side of the spread in comparison to the chaos going on here. Just did that and then added the highlights to the days to add some pop of color, I guess you could say. And then I'm probably going to add a little quote or something if I can find a quote short enough to put here, and then add some doodles here just to even it out so that is not too much here and then too little here. So that's my January spread. I'll give you a little sneak peek of my February. Ooh, sneak peek. This isn't actually glued in that well, so I need to tuck it in every single time I close my bullet journal. Yeah, that's my January flip through, I guess. Thank you so much for watching, and my February plan with me will be out really soon, so look forward to that. I'll see you guys later. Bye!